everybody, I'm Rose Smith from AbsoluteSoulSecrets.com, and I've got the gorgeous Gemini April horoscope. We've got a big month in April with Mercury going retrograde on April Fool's Day, which is the first, and of course Mercury retrograde especially is associated with the trickster energy, so do watch for that. We also have a solar eclipse coming up as well in Aries, so I'll talk about that and all of the other planetary movements that will affect your sign. But firstly, going to draw 2 tarot cards as theme cards for you. So let's go to the board right now and we'll do the card king, because they often are in agreement with the horoscopes. Amazing how it works out. Now I'm closing my eyes for you, gorgeous Geminis. What do I see? Like walking forward with one of those gold detectors, the electronic gold detector, and it's like you're looking on the ground. It's like a bit of a desert out there, but there's gold in them, the hills, and walking, and I can see the machine going back and forward as you swing it back and forward, and it beep, beep, beep. So I know there's gold here, you just got to find it. So it's like within you there are golden nuggets to be found. The first card for the first half of the month that comes up is the Page of Cups. These are emotional messages coming from your subconscious. You'll see here she has a cup with a fish, and fish are the sign of, well, Christ consciousness. Really, it started in the Roman days, and they used the sign of the fish, or Ichthus, to recognize each other, recognize other Christians, because it wasn't safe just to be out about your Christianity in those days, and they were followers of Christ. And of course, if we translate that today, it's Christ consciousness, the energy of Christ. And so this is coming out of the subconscious, and it's your cup in life to be in touch with your own subconscious. You'll see here she's wearing this turban, and it's in this indigo color around here, the third eye, looking within. You can turn your focus outwards with your third eye and see what's going on for other people, or what events might transpire and those sorts of things. However, the use of the third eye is to look within. This is another use, probably a more important use, for your own spiritual development. She's got blue on here, suggesting there's something to do with communications, and how appropriate for Mercury. All right, so some sort of intuition in the air, put it that way, with the Page of Cups in these subconscious messages. Closing my eyes now for the second half of the month. What do I see for you? Hand washing garments. I know this is to do with your appearance. Washing your clothes is like how you appear to the world. So cleaning your act up, getting organized, getting things together. And you do have a ton of energy going from your 11th house of friends, groups and associates. There's still a lot happening there though. There's a lot of Aries around for you this month, this Arian type energy, but some planets going into your 12th house of the subconscious, hence the fish. And in the second half of the month, the card I get is the King of Swords. So it's really important for you to be balancing your logical, analytical thinking with your intuition and what is going on here in your 12th house, which I'll come to in a moment. The King of Swords is very, very analytical and practical, and some even say useless. I was trying to say that. I was trying to say ruthless, and it's come out as useless. So sometimes we may need to be ruthless in cutting somebody off, or a situation that keeps coming up which is not helping us, other than to realise it's time that we put paid to that and moved on and cut that situation off. Sometimes this can be a person like a lawyer, for example, who's particularly good at putting everything together logically, but of course when you're dealing with humans or animals or even the earth, it's important to run it all through a human heart. So we're not just relying on pure logic. if you are dealing with a lawyer or somebody like this, it's also a good idea to realise that they've probably done the hard yards and been through a lot of pain and had a lot of experience in situations which has led them to believe that being practical and analytical is the only way to go, but there's so much more in life, isn't there? He's seated on a diamond for clarity and got a diamond at the back, and diamonds are formed by heat and pressure. So this person really has done the hard yards, but yeah, we want a bit of humanity with it. So you could find yourself dealing with somebody like that, or alternatively that energy is within you and you have to pull it out and use it. Now let's make this a bit bigger. Voila. So, gorgeous Geminis, looking at your chart, you'll see there's a lot of activity here in the last quarter, and this could be to do with, you might find you're interested in the world at large or large groups of people. This quadrant is all about changing social attitudes, especially with large groups of people, sometimes governments, countries, large corporations, and you've got so much energy going on here. I talked about, on the first day of the month, there's no patterns here, no planetary patterns like we normally might talk about T-squares or minor grand trines or whatever. You don't have any on the first day of the month to set you up for a template. That's not happening. We have Mercury retrograde on the 1st until the 25th in Aries up here, to do with your friends groups and associates. And so do be careful communicating with these people, because there is the potentiality for misunderstandings, miscommunications, also for delays, especially to do with travel or scheduling. You may be all meeting up somewhere and it all gets muddled up and you meet up at the wrong place and you can't find your friends or something like that. So if you are meeting friends or maybe colleagues or something to do with work where you're meeting other people, please confirm in writing that you have the right information, because Mercury retrograde will muck that up. You have a veritable planetary party going on here to do with lots of people, and you could be really socializing a lot and meeting lots of new contacts and networking this month. With Mercury retrograde, there's a week either side of these dates, so from about the 24th to the 1st of April, and then from the 25th to about the 2nd of May. Sounds so far away, doesn't it? But it's not. Where the energy is coming on or going off, and it's still a fairly potent time. Not a good time to sign contracts, because any agreements that you make, you may have to change later. If you find yourself signing a contract for a new car, particularly in a certain colour, you might find that colour's not available, and then you have to go back and choose another colour or something like that. Venus is moving into Aries on the 5th here, so you can't really see because it's so jam-packed with planets, but Venus was here in your 10th house, and then it's moving into your 11th house, bringing a beautiful, smooth-flowing, polite, courteous energy in the conversations you have with other people and the people you meet, and even your hopes and dreams could be impacted by Venus bringing ideas of love and affection into your life. If you're single and you haven't been with anyone for a fair while, you might start thinking about going out and hopefully meeting the right person. But even the fact, Venus is also very friendly as well. So even if it's not romantic, it might just be affection and the desire just to be with people, with lots of different people. The solar eclipse is in Aries, bringing new beginnings and suggesting that there are real physical consequences and manifestations regarding your hopes and dreams and the people you meet. Like something, it's not just wishful thinking, it's actually something real where you do actually get some things that you want in terms of hopes and dreams, or in terms of friends, groups and associates. You might even join a new club or something like that, where you meet new people. Maybe you want to go ballroom dancing or something. The sun moves into Taurus on the 19th. So the sun was in Aries and into Taurus. It's going to bring more a practical way, a reliable, solid, stable way of dealing with other people. So it's, where is it? Is it just can't quite see? Sorry, it should be there. I've got it in Aries. It should be right there. I've put it in the wrong house. So yeah, so sorry. It should be a practical, reliable, steady way of dealing with your subconscious energies right here. Because Aries is so jam-packed that, yeah, I didn't see those dashed lines. And this is actually a really good thing. You might get some sort of structure for your spiritual life. You might decide you're going to meditate at 10 o'clock in the morning or whatever time, and make it more stable, basically, around how you conduct your spiritual life. And with the sun there, you're likely to have a lot of insight and awareness, and maybe you'll remember your dreams and take note of the little flashes that you have in the daytime as well. We all get messages quite regularly, but we're so distracted with other things or thinking about what we've got to do that we don't necessarily pay attention, and we miss them. We miss those messages. But with the fish in the cup, you're going to have that in your hands. So it doesn't sound like you're going to miss the message. The cards just all fell on the floor by themselves, as they do. So the truth is in the cards, basically. You never know what will happen. So the next thing to note is that Jupiter is conjunct Uranus, and it has been for some while, especially, so it's on the 20th of April. There's a close conjunction there. It's been in this house for a while. Something unexpected might pop up from your subconscious. Follow the spiritual energy. With Jupiter there, it could be quite larger than life. It doesn't mean it's unpleasant. It could be you might win something, or it could be something out of the blue where you have some spiritual insight that you never expected. And it's 17 degrees and 20 degrees, so there's a conjunction going on here, but there's a lot of potentiality for spiritual growth with this. Then we have the full moon in Scorpio on the 23rd over here in your 6th house, bringing your focus. A little bit of attention is needed around your work or perhaps your health. Be careful you don't get stressed about something. There could be some intense feelings at work. Maybe there's some changes in procedures if you are working. If it's health, it's like you might become more concerned about your health. Doesn't mean that your health is failing or anything like that, but it means that you're paying more attention to it. So there's some sort of shake-up, and then you might decide that you're going to change your routine. And as we age, we really need to, every year or two, we need to change things up, whether that's our diet, our exercise regime. If we're going to do intermittent fasting, we might think, oh, I only do that for X amount of weeks, and then you might decide, well, I'm not going to eat breakfast, and then you might change it, I'm not going to eat dinner or whatever. But there's some sort of change needed there to aid your well-being. Venus moves into Taurus on the 29th, so along with the Sun, these two should be here, like that, and not there. So you're going to get that insight and awareness. But with Venus in Taurus in your 12th house, sometimes that can mean sort of a desire for somebody or something that you can't have. It's still in your subconscious, so you might feel it, but you can't manifest it at this point. Sometimes it is the desire to overspend, to have beautiful things, but you might not have the practical means to do that. That might be where you need the King of Swords to bring you back to reality. and talk some sense. This is a sort of sensible card. Venus in the 12th house is probably not all that sensible. We have Mars moving into Aries right at the end of the month on the 30th up here, bringing a lot of energy toward meeting new people and socializing and networking. It's great if you have a small business. Mars can give you that drive and that energy to push your business ahead. So that's it, Gemini. I really hope this helps you in April. Have a wonderful month. I'm sure you all will. Subscribe and be alive, and don't forget to leave a like and a comment. That'd be great. Thank you so much. I'll see you all again soon. Bye for now.